20th back in 2008. So this is very ahead of schedule, not very welcomed, but it's something that we're going to have to be dealing with here as we head into the next several afternoons. Out the door right now, notice clear sky. We've got a little bit of haze developing across areas. We take a look from our West Lakes camera there. 73 degrees, Austin Airport, 74 for Camp Mabry. Those winds currently light with dew points now up from where they were yesterday. So humidity is up a little bit, and with how hot we were yesterday, we're currently running quite a bit warmer than this time yesterday, where some of us were in the 50s waking up, low 60s. Now many of us have only managed to cool into the middle 70s. Burnett, Mason included in that. 74 degrees again in Austin, middle 70s out across the coastal plains right now. We're off to a very mild start. We're currently running anywhere between 5 to even 11 degrees warmer than this time yesterday, and we will be even hotter today. We're off to this warmer start. Heat will be peaking as this broad area of hot high pressure builds across the area, and today it'll be at its strongest. So that's where we get the hottest high temperature out of the week, where we're forecasting 104 degrees. Hottest May temperature on record, 104 degrees. So right now we're currently on track to tie that for the hottest May day, and we should be shattering at least our daily record today, having no issue with that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Notice some slow improvements. I think we'll start to get rid of those triple-digit highs as we head into the weekend, but still remaining very close to that. So some areas will still hold on to those triple digits even as we head into the weekend, with those records at least tying or breaking those as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, most likely here. So again, 104 degrees. That should be tying the record for our hottest May day as we head into this afternoon. As far as our heat goes for the next several days, as we take a look, notice we start to see things slowly come down, but it's really not until Thursday and Friday of next week that we're going to start to see those highs kind of trickle back a little bit each and every day, back down eventually into lower 90s, and that will be also incorporated with some slightly higher rain chances. So some good news there. It's just going to take a whole lot of time. We're kind of hunkered down, buckled into this very hot weather forecast for the time being. Satellite radar, we are currently dry. We're staying dry today with a few passing clouds. We're actually going to be looking at a veil of high clouds today. Despite that, it's not going to prevent our temperatures from soaring into those triple digits yet again. 104 for a forecast high for Austin, 101 for Bastrop, 101 for Georgetown, and 103 for San Marcos. You should be topping off potentially as hot as 108 degrees for some hill country areas like Llano. So with that, we do have excessive heat warnings, rather extreme heat warnings is the new terminology being used by the National Weather Service for the good majority of the KVUE viewing area. That it does not include areas like Milam County to Fayette County for today, but that's for those dangerously hot conditions beginning at 1 p.m. through 9 p.m. of up to 111 degrees. By tomorrow, not all of us in the triple digits, but we keep it hot, but we do start to see our temperature knocked down by around 3 to 4 degrees. Upper 90s, lower 100s for tomorrow, where I would still anticipate at least some kind of heat advisory across the area. Friday, again, we continue to see some improvements, still remaining hot, but slow and steady improvements as we head into the weekend. We're also going to start to see some improvements with our rain coverage. Notice by Saturday and Sunday, we start to add some showers back into the mix. That certainly will be a welcome sight, as it will help keep things a little bit cooler. And as always, we do need the rain. 7-day forecast, we continue with our weather impact alert through Thursday. By Friday, we start to see those improvements. We're dropping to at least under the 100-degree mark by the weekend, but still remaining very close as we still be tying some records. 10% chance for a straight peak of the heat. Yesterday, we hit the triple digits for the first time this year, and today we should be even hotter. Extreme heat warning in effect for the good majority of the KVUE viewing area. That's for all those areas in pink, where we could be looking at temperatures of up to 111 degrees for today. It is going to be very hot by this afternoon, and we continue to remain warm even through the overnight time frames. This is going to be kind of a trend here as we into the next several days. We won't see much of a cool down overnight. Yesterday, we woke up in those 50s and 60s across the area. This morning, running anywhere between about 5 to even 11 degrees warmer. 71 for Austin Airport, 73 for Camp Mabry, coming off of a record-breaking day of heat yesterday, and today even hotter. Elsewhere, the only spot in the 60s on the map is Llano. Temperatures elsewhere lower 70s out across the coastal plains. Taking you into the afternoon, we'll already be climbing into those middle 90s by 1 p.m. Hottest time of the day, 1 o'clock through about 9 o'clock. That's where we have that excessive heat warning in effect. And notice we are expected to climb to 104 degrees. If that verifies, we will will be tying the record for the hottest May day on record. Elsewhere, you can expect as hot as 108 for areas like Llano, 101 for Georgetown, and 103 for San Marcos. I am tracking some slow relief on the way. How long does the heat stick around? I'll be taking a look at that coming up. Day here on record for yesterday, and we continue with the heat as we head into what will be this afternoon and each and every afternoon really into the weekend and potentially even into next week. We're talking about temperatures at least remaining close to those triple digits, so they're here to stay for a while. We're kind of hunkered down in this very, very hot weather pattern. A look outside right now, mainly clear at the moment. We currently have a little bit of haze out there. Temperature is big difference from what we had just 24 hours ago, where many of us woke up in the 50s and 60s. We're now at 71 degrees out of the Austin airport. By the way, they were in the middle 50s waking up yesterday, and they warmed up a solid about 47 degrees for their high temperature. A big time warm up through the day. We're at 73 degrees for Camp Mabry. Dew points up there a little bit more in the upper 60s. That's another thing that's preventing us from cooling down as much, on top of the fact that many of us reached the triple digits yesterday. We're currently in the 60s, a cool spot here at Llano. Elsewhere, middle 70s, Burnett, Johnson City. You're in those lower 70s out across the coastal plains. 24-hour temperature change shows the story here. Anywhere between 13 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. It's all about this hot area of high pressure that continues to build eastward. It's now centered across portions of North Mexico, and it is going to continue to funnel in that hot desert-like air that we will feel, especially as we head into today. Today will be the peak of the heat across the Lone Star State, where here in Austin we're looking at actually some of the hottest conditions across the state. Lucky us, right? Elsewhere across the Rio Grande Valley, they're going to be looking at the hottest of the weather. We're talking about temperatures that could be as hot as around 109 degrees. Today, the peak of the heat, but after that, we're not going to see a drastic cool down. It's going to be a very slow process of cooling as we head into the weekend. I do think we'll be losing those triple digits by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but what we're going to also see beginning this weekend is a little bit more humidity. So that heat index, although we won't be in the triple digits, will still stay just as hot. And notice, even as we head into next week, we keep with still the tough heat temperatures, although again, we're losing those triple digits, still remaining a solid about 10 to 15 degrees above average for this time of year. It really doesn't look like we'll start to see things cool down a little bit more until the later portion of next week. Again, the humidity, it's going to start to take up by the weekend. That is going to lead to those high heat index values that will still remain into those triple digits into the weekend. So either way you cut it here, it is just going to be a rough stretch of hot conditions. Today, 104 degrees for Austin, 104 for Burnett. I think some of our hill country zones could be as hot as 108 degrees for areas like Llano, upper 90s out across portions of the eastern coastal plains. There is our extreme heat warning. It has been upgraded for the good majority of the KV viewing area 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. today, except for areas of out towards Fayette County, Mason County. You're still under that heat advisory, but very hot across most of our areas. We reach highs again that'll be soaring back into the triple digits. Now for tomorrow, not quite as hot. We start to see some improvements. We'll be knocking temperatures down by about 3-4 degrees. Upper 90s, still many of us in the triple digits for your Thursday, and that cooling trend, slow cooling trend, continues into Friday. Less of us again in the triple digits. We're still pretty close though, as highs top off in the upper 90s. Rain coverage wise, what we're also going to see for the next several days is a very dry forecast. That breeze that picked up yesterday, that is going to elevate our fire risk again for today, so we'll have to watch out for that. It's not until Saturday and Sunday that we'll start to see the return of some showers across the area. It's just not going to be much. We're giving it a 10% chance for some showers Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We'll be looking at another one today with more record heat for us as we head into potentially the remainder of this week. The records will continue to come. Speaking of the dog walking forecast with the record heat, it's going to be hot for those paws on the pavement, so try to get those dog walks done on the grass today. If you're heading out early, it won't be too bad. Partly cloudy sky with those temperatures in lower 70s. We climb into the 90s already by noon, and then there's that high of 104 degrees 5 p.m. as you get home from work. That's going to be the toughest time frame for our dog walks today. We've got our dog walking, or rather our dog of the day, Bear here, who's got the right idea, chilling on the cool grass with the bandana and all. Thank you to Jennifer for sending that one in. Allergy count today, grass is medium. We still have medium counts of that. Ash, willow, and elm remaining low. Mold continues to remain high. That's courtesy of some rain that we had last week, which we won't have much of for this week. So hopefully those mold counts at least come down with alternaria present. And another one today with more record heat for us as we head into potentially the remainder of this week. The records will continue to come. Speaking of the dog walking forecast with the record heat, it's going to be hot for those paws on the pavement, so try to get those dog walks done on the grass today. If you're heading out early, it won't be too bad. Partly cloudy sky with those temperatures in lower 70s. We climb into the 90s already by noon, and then there's that high of 104 degrees 5 p.m. as you get home from work. That's going to be the toughest time frame for our dog walks today. We've got our dog walking, or rather our dog of the day, Bear here, who's got the right idea, chilling on the cool grass with the bandana and all. Thank you to Jennifer for sending that one in. Allergy count today, grass is medium. We still have medium counts of that. Ash, willow, and elm remaining low. Mold continues to remain high. That's courtesy of some rain that we had last week, which we won't have much of for this week. So hopefully those mold counts at least come down with alternaria present.